All right, so let's take a look at my credit. Oh, wow, how about that? 850, exceptional. I am exceptional. So as you can see, what is it? I've been sticking at 850 November, October, September, August, July, January. The only time I dipped below 850, because as you can see, it goes back to 2023. The reason why I dipped below 850 was when I bought my Cadillac Lyric through lease, because when you lease a car, they run your credit. And if they do a hard inquiry on your credit, that hurts your credit to some extent. The other issue was during that same period of time, I took out two credit cards. One of them was the Wells Fargo Autograph, and the other one was the Xbox MasterCard. So, yeah, I knocked my credit down to 817. But as you can see, by doing my quick payoffs, it only took me, what is this? It only took 5 months to bring it back up to 850, and it was back up to 850 in June. So, again, they're trying to offer this Wells Fargo Reflect card to me. And they're saying, oh, yeah, well, you can get 21 months of 0% APR. As you can see, the mixture of my credit score ingredients, everything is exceptional with the exception of new credit applications. And that's because I took out a brand new car. And on top of that, I took out two credit cards. So that was basically like making 3 inquiries on my credit, hard inquiries at the exact same time. So I was thinking that for my next trip to Bora Bora, I might take out a credit card that offers 0% APR for like at least 12 months. And that would probably cost me somewhere around $10,000. And if I do that, I'll probably be able to get rewards points back when I make the purchase of the tickets. And my thinking was what I'll probably do is I'll wait for where it says new credit applications, where it says very good right now. I think I'll wait for that to go back up to exceptional. And once that's exceptional, you're allowed to open up one new account or do one hard inquiry. You're allowed to do that every 2 years. But if you do any more than that, yeah, it knocks your credit down a little bit by a couple of points. But as you can see, I'm not interested in having my, it's kind of hard to look at the score and be like, oh, shit, I'm going to knock my score down to 817 just by opening up, a new card or buying a new car or leasing a new car or something. It's kind of hard looking at your score being so perfect and then saying, oh, shit, I'm going to knock it down by opening something. But when you really think about it, if you keep up with the exact same premise and you keep paying your balances off regularly every single other day, and you make it so that you never run a revolving balance, for the most part, within a month or two, or even in this case, 5 months, credit score goes right back up. So it can work if you do it right. I tried to explain before how you can use these credit card offers that they offer you in order to save money on purchases that you plan on making, that you want to possibly not have to pay interest on. In some cases, you save money by using credit cards. But the problem is you have to have a game plan for it. Like, for example, when I went on my trip to Bali and Singapore, I used, and I explained this in a different video, I used the Wells Fargo Autograph card in order to make sure that I had, I believe it was 12 months of 0% interest. And I also had, I think it was like $500 that came back in rewards when you count up the rewards points. So what I did was I charged the entire trip. And then what I did was I took the rewards points and I used the rewards points to make the first repayment of the balance. So what I ended up doing was I avoided paying interest on that trip. And by the way, that was an expensive trip. The flight and hotels alone was $8,200. Then when I got over there, I spent a lot of money on, I bought a wardrobe. Like I bought 4 suits, two of which were tuxedos. One of which I had to use for a wedding, and the other, just general use, and then the rest were just suits. So I spent some money while I was over there. I think the total amount of money I spent came out to about $12,000 for that month. And it's funny because when you think about it, you're like, God damn, $12,000 in a month. Shit, you could have done something here with that. But I was like, nah, I wanted to see Bali and I wanted to see Singapore. So that's just how it was. But I was determined to take those trips and not pay interest on them while using my credit cards. So basically, what I've been getting a lot lately, and this is exactly like it was before, I don't know why they're doing this. I think it's what they're trying to do is they're trying to take people and they're trying to make it so that they use credit cards in order to defer a lot of their future payments or whatever until later. So this is what they were offering. They're saying, yeah, you get zero. Now, this is the Citi card. Citi card, I don't know if there's a special name on it, but it's like Citi card something or other. And what is this called? Diamond Preferred. And what their offer is 0% interest or 0% intro APR for 21 months. So that's basically damn near 2 years. 21 months, and it says 0% APR 12 months on purchases from date of account opening. So what they're saying here is that if you open this card, you get 1 year of no interest on whatever you buy with this card as soon as you activate the card. If you do any balance transfers from a different card, then you get 21 months on balance transfers. So they're basically giving you, to some extent, this is basically, whenever you see these balance transfers, this is you have to be very careful and you have to know the terms on balance transfers. They can be used to help you to consolidate credit card debt. If they give you a large enough balance of credit availability, then you could theoretically, if you owed other credit cards, you could theoretically transfer those balances to this card and have 21 months of 0% interest. The problem is you have to pay it off in that 21 months, whatever it is, because if you don't pay it off, they're going to hit you for what the interest you owed is, and they're also going to charge you all types of fees and stuff. So they're saying that the APR is 20.74. Personally, I don't care about APRs because I never pay interest anyway. What I always do is I buy something that I can afford to buy with cash on the credit card, and then I pay it off on the credit card before interest can occur. That's how I have an 850 credit score. My credit's as high as it can go. It can't go any higher at this point. So they're saying that there's no annual fee. Now, that's the other thing I look for. I refuse to pay annual fees, and I refuse to pay interest. As far as I'm concerned, even a $95 or $100 annual fee, as far as I'm concerned, that counteracts most of the rewards that I would get using the card. So I refuse to pay an annual fee, and I refuse to pay interest. Those are the two things. And I have people who in my instant messages and my private messages, and they never thought of doing it the way I do it. And when they started doing it the way I do it, they noticed that their credit started to improve. And when I say the way I do it, I pay off my balances every single night. Now, I've had people argue with me, oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to pay it off every single night. I'm like, yeah, you do. Because when you pay it off every single night, what that does is it avoids carrying any revolving balance. And if you have no revolving balances, that helps increase your credit score. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So this one's 0% intro APR, 21 months balance transfers, 12 months on purchases, 20.74% after the time period of 0% APR has passed. So basically, when I get these credit cards, I end up using them, finance my trips, business class trips, wherever I go. And then after the intro APR is over and there's no more 0% interest, I basically don't care what I do with that card anymore. So at that point, that card, I leave it on the side. They could keep it open. They could close it. I really don't care. But see, with my new Xbox Live MasterCard, what I did was I linked the Xbox Live payments to that card. So this way, every single year, there's a recurring charge. So this way, they will keep that account open because they know that every single year they're going to get my Xbox Live subscription fee from me. So that actually helps to keep an account open, just making one charge every single year. That's a recurring charge. This one right here, this is Bank of America. Bank of America, they say, okay, no annual fee. And what is this? $300 cash rewards bonus offer. When I see bonus offers, that actually makes me look at the card more carefully because, see, Wells Fargo autograph card, they gave me like $500 worth of cash rewards, but the stipulation is you have to spend a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time. So some of these cards will say, yeah, if you open this card and you spend $4,000, we'll give you like $500. And you have to do it within the first 2 months. Okay, I booked my tickets to go to Bali and Singapore. I opened the Wells Fargo autograph card and I spent the money on the card immediately. So I got my rewards almost immediately. That was perfect. So that's basically how I do it. I just noticed my Desert Eagle mouse pad is a little dirty right here. I gotta clean this off. I don't know what I should use. I'll probably use a stain lifter or something. Got a little dirty there under my mouse. I gotta clean that. But anyway, what is this? So it says an offer like this can only be extended to those who are the most creditworthy. That's because it allows you to earn cash back on all your purchases, and your cash back won't expire as long as your account is open. You'll earn 3% cash back in your choice of gas, EV charging stations, online shopping, including cable, internet, phone plans, and streaming, dining, travel, drugstores, and pharmacies, or home improvement and furnishings. You'll automatically earn 2% cash back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, and unlimited 1% cash back on all other purchases. You will earn 3% and 2% at 3% and 2% cash back on the first $2,500 in combined purchases. So it's on the first $2,500. You got to read these things carefully. Each quarter in the choice category and at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, then earn 1% thereafter. So what they're suckering you in with the 3 and the 2. I don't really think most people read this stuff, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to come in on 3 and 2%, but that's only on the first $2,500. Then it's 1% after that. Yeah, well, that's kind of like what my Apple Card gives me. In fact, I think my Apple Card's rewards are a little bit better than that. But it says, plus you'll get a $300 cash reward bonuses after you make at least $1,000 in purchases in the first 90 days of your account opening. Your 3% category will be set to gas to and here's the problem. I don't buy gas anymore. So if I really don't buy gas much, because I used to make a lot of rewards points on my Capital One Venture card by buying gasoline from my truck. Problem is I don't buy gas anymore because I have an electric car. So the only time I'll buy gas for the Jeep SRT is like, I'll put like $20 of cash into it like once, maybe every 2 weeks. In fact, I took it out to drive, what was it, like yesterday? And now I've put it back in its place and I'm taking the Cadillac Lyriq to drive around today. So I drive the Lyriq way more than I drive the Jeep SRT. And the reason why is because driving my Lyriq is basically free because I have charging for 2 years. So 3% going to gas doesn't really affect me that much. Then it says to change your choice category for future purchases, you must go to the online banking. So they want you to use the online banking app. Then it says save money on interest. Yes, for starters, you can save with a 0% APR for your first 18 billing cycles. So they're saying basically 18 months. That's 1 year plus 6 months. And for any balance transfers made in the first 60 days of opening your account. So they're saying that if you do your balance transfers immediately after you open the account, you have 0% interest for those 18 billing cycles. Meanwhile, this one was offering you 21 months. So they're basically saying 18 months here. After the intro APR ends, a variable APR that's currently 19.24% will apply. a 3% intro balance transfer fee. So they're hitting you with a 3% intro balance. I don't have any balances to transfer, so I'm just reading that carefully. It says for the first 60 days your account is open will apply. After the intro balance transfer fee offer ends, the fee for future balance transfers is 4%. See, this is how they get you. The reason I think a lot of people, they just see a credit card offer and they just apply for it. I don't think they seriously really sit down and think about this. Now, first of all, just to remind you, number one, I have an 850 credit score. I carry $0 in balances because I pay off my balances every single night. I have no balances to transfer. The only reason why I would be interested in 0% APR on a new credit card is because my next trip is probably to Bora Bora, and that's going to be like $10,000, give or take. So I would get a credit card just for that. But the other thing that I'd planned on doing was I'd planned on painting one of my houses. Now, the guy who claimed that he was going to paint it for me, he was like, oh, yeah, well, I could do it for like, less than $3,000 and you buy the paint and all that shit. I honestly don't know nothing about house paint, so I'd rather him just do it. But if I had to buy all of the stuff that he's going to use, I would use a credit card to buy it all, and then I'd pay it back on the credit card. So that this way, at least I'd get rewards points, and I'd also be able to track everything that was purchased. So this way, I'd have a nice inventory of everything that was purchased. I could give that to my CPA. But you got to be really careful with these things, especially when you plan on doing balance transfers. If you have old credit cards and you're trying to pay off debt, if it's not a large amount of debt, it probably makes more sense to just pay them off individually. But if you have to do balance transfers because you're being offered a period of no interest on those balance transfers, as long as you're pretty sure that you can pay it off within those 20 months, that's when you should go for it. Otherwise, you're going to end up hit with interest, and you don't want that. But you got to read these things very, very, very carefully. So my key points, once again, I always look for $0 as an annual fee. I don't want to pay any annual fee. I'm paying no interest. And then I'm also looking for cash reward bonus offers if you spend a certain amount of money as soon as you get the card. Right here, Wells Fargo, if you type up Wells Fargo credit cards, it comes pretty much right up. These are all the cards they offer. They have a new card called Autograph Journey, and that's pretty much for people who are planning on traveling. It says earn 60,000 bonus points when you spend $4,000 in purchases within the first 3 months. That 60,000 bonus points basically comes out to $600. So you get $600 as a statement credit if you spend $4,000 in purchases within the first 3 months. So for me, that would be a single business class round class ticket or business class ticket with lounge access. And that would be a $600 rewards that you would get. But the downside is, as you can see, there's a $95 annual fee. So as far as I'm concerned, having to pay that annual fee, but having an offer that does not recur every year, that to me, I don't like that at all because it has a $95 annual fee. So I would never buy the Autograph Journey card, not unless you have a business that is willing to pay that fee for you. So this way you don't have any loss. Like you don't have a loss of $100 or $95, I should say. So the card I got was the regular autograph card. So there's a 0 annual fee. It says now they changed it a little bit. They say you earn 20,000 bonus points when you spend $1,000 in purchases within the first 3 months. Now for me, that was the offer was totally different. In fact, my offer was 50,000 bonus points. 50,000 bonus points, and I had to spend like $3,000 or $4,000 or something within the first 3 months. And I did. That's for Bali and Singapore. So it says you get unlimited 3 times points on restaurant. Now, I don't even use this card anymore. I keep it active, but I don't use it anymore. And I'm guessing whoever the bean counters are over at Wells Fargo, they must have seen me open this card, and they're like, oh, wow, yeah, we're going to make a lot of money off of him. And then they realize, wait a minute. Wait, this guy, he pays off the balance, and he doesn't use the card anymore. It's like, we're not making money off of this guy. We got a problem with this guy. So they're probably waiting for me to use this card again. But again, even if I use the card, I'm just going to pay it right off anyway. So right now, I think the better offer that they're currently offering is the Wells Fargo Reflect card. So they have enjoy our lowest intro APR for 21 months, right? So you have 0% intro APR for 21 months for account opening on purchases and qualifying balance transfers. Now, what is a qualifying balance transfer? I have no idea, but since I have no balance transfers, I really don't care. And then it says, we'll either hit you with 17.74, 24.24, or 29.49% variable APR thereafter. Again, you ain't getting me for no interest. So I'm really sorry, but you're not going to make no money off me. Sorry. Balance transfers made within 120 days from account opening qualify for the introductory rate. So as long as you do this balance transfer within 121 or 120 days from the opening of the account, you should be able to get 0% APR for that short period of time, that 21 months. Well, that's 2 years. So what you're really talking about is whatever your balance is, you're going to pay it off within 2 tax returns, or you're going to allot a little bit of the money that you have as income until you pay this off. But the thing about it is it can get very tricky when you start doing balance transfers. This is one of the reasons why I try to stay away from balance transfers as much as possible. But I don't run balances. So because I don't run balances, I really don't have to worry about that. So yeah, those were basically the best deals that they had. The basic credit card they have is this active cash card, but that really doesn't offer much to a traveler like me. So I don't even really care about that. But yeah, that's pretty much like the best credit card info that I have for the time being.
In half a mile, take exit 42 for Northern Parkway West, New York. Exit 42.
Uh-oh. Oh, well.
In half a mile, merge onto Northern State Parkway. In half a mile, take exit 41S for New York 106 South, New York 107 South for Hicks Bay.
Coming into the parking lot to go to Costco, this older lady walked up to me and she was like, "Oh, how do you like your car?" "Yeah, I love my car. I love it and everything." And that's her car right there. And because I asked her what color did she have, and she said she had the exact same. Shut up. And she said she had the exact same color. Because there's somebody else in this parking lot who had the car in red. Why the fuck? And now you're following me? Oh my God. So somebody else said that they had the exact same. Oh, no, I mean, she said that was her car. So she had her car in silver, but she has a rear wheel drive 450E. I have the 600. And there's somebody else who has the car. This fucking bitch is following me. It's like, get away from me. And you're there blowing at me and you're following me. Okay, you go left, I'll go right. Jesus Christ. All right, so anyway, this guy, yeah, get off my ass. So anyway, somebody else in the lot had the car in red. And it stands to reason. I mean, we're not too far away from, yeah, there it is. It stands to reason we're not too far away from the charging station. It's like, if I were to get the V-Series, which I doubt I will, I would get it in red. If I were to get it. Because that would be smoking hot. Look at this lady. Look at that. Oh, she got a lot of junk in the trunk over here. Got a lot of junk in the MDX. And she got, whoa. Who told you to go? These people take a lot of risks. Uh-oh. Jesus. Uh-oh. McDonald's putting the ass in Asians. AS, you get it? Anyway. Yeah, there's the 6. So that one's just like mine, except this guy has the tow kit. And I guess he must have towed something. I don't know. I would never tow anything with these cars. I would never. It's like I'd like if I had to tow something, I would get like a truck. I would get a real truck. You know, I think that's gonna be Stellantis. Like what was it? Racer X asked the question: did Stellantis kill Ram with that new the Hurricane engine? And the Hurricane engine, as well as the Ram EV, tow less than the the 6.4 liter Hemi. It's like, no, if I was gonna buy one of these trucks, I want the 6.4. It's like, I don't want I want my shit to tow. I want my shit to tow shit like crazy. Gee, I might as well park right over here. Yeah, but man, it's like if I was gonna get one of those things, I want to be able to tow like I want to be able to tow anything. Like I want to be like one of those commercials where they show a truck towing the space shuttle. Look at this guy. This guy's why are you behind me? All right, come on, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, it's like I want to be able to tow the space shuttle, like on the commercials. It's amazing how crowded Costco is. It's amazing. This place is like always crowded. That's cool. Yeah, because the thing about it is they're not making a very good case for replacing the V8 if you're going to put up an electric truck that does less than the V8. You're not making a good case. So from what I remember, I think it's the Rev is supposed to tow like 14,000 pounds. And I think the Hurricane, well, I just know in general, they all tow less than the 6.4. So it's like, nah, man, if I'm going to buy one of these things, I want to be at least able to tow what the 6.4 tows. Uh-oh. Yeah, just toss this in there. Yeah, man. Oh, in fact, I'm going to get this thing away from my car right here. Pull this over here. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll think of something. Hi, I'll take your cart. Thank you. All right, thank you. I'll get that out of here. Thank you. All right, yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, yeah, I'll put this thing in the cart holder. Costco, man, these people love being here, boy. It's like they like being here just to be here. Damn it. All right, let's get in there and get the shop on. He's the proud owner of his new Lyric. Yeah. And this guy's got a plaid. This guy's got a plaid Tesla. Hey, sir, how you like your Lyric? Love it, yeah. Like a nice color. Yeah. We got a plaid Tesla right here. All right, let's get in there. I only want to get a couple of things. But I know this place is a madhouse. I know this place is like full of people. Let's just get in there and hurry up and get out. I want to get in, get out. Decided to come by the charging station. This little Hyundai Kona got my favorite spot, but that's not a big deal. Why are you even over here? Why the hell are you over here? You should have gone that way. But anyway, this F-150 Lightning should be coming out in a couple of minutes because he was here even when I went to Costco. So yeah, he's coming out right now. So basically, I'm just going to charge this thing up to 100%. And during the weekend, I'm actually going to probably use my Jeep because I haven't used the Jeep in like 2 weeks. So I got to get some I got to put some energy into it, check, tend the battery and all that stuff, get the fluids moving. I have to say, driving that Jeep is more of a, it's like a hassle, because this is the car I prefer to drive everywhere. It's an Audi e-tron. Yeah, so I actually prefer to drive the Jeep everywhere. I mean, this everywhere. I prefer to drive this thing everywhere. So, this is actually more of a hassle to have to drive the Jeep, and then you got to put gas in it and all that. Pain in the ass. But it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's amazing how many people have started car channels on YouTube based on charging electric cars. Like, you got State of Charge, and there's a couple of others I actually watch. Uh-oh. I think, it has to reset. It didn't reset yet. All right, let me give it a second. It usually takes like a second to reset, and then, all right. Is that blue light on? Nope, it's not on. All right, I just have to probably activate it on the app, because see, the problem is that other guy's already here, so I probably got to activate it first. I'll do that on my phone in a second. Yeah, so the Audi just finished, so the Audi's on its way out, and then this guy pulled up. He's got the Bolt EV. A lot of these Bolts, they're selling these things pretty well. This guy, he's got this white Kia Niro. So that's, and he got this Mercedes-Benz right here. But yeah, so far so good. It's a nice day out here. It's only like noon. And it's a nice day out here. But when I go home, I'm going to probably take a nap. I'm going to swap car positions. And I don't know, I'll probably take the Jeep out. I don't know where I'm going to go with it, but should be fun. So, yeah. I went shopping already, so I already got basically everything I need towards this weekend and everything, so I'm good. Yeah, so this EQB, I drove this EQB. That was a pretty cool car. It's nice, it has a quick EV pickup. It's nice and smooth and fast and everything. Decent car. I would have gotten it with a white interior. I don't think I could have done a luxury car with black, but, especially if you have older children. It's like, the only time I'd get black is if I had, like, young children. I gotta worry about them pooping and pissing and throwing up and shit. That could be a problem. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be done soon. So far, so good.
Do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan.
Sure enough, Saturday morning, we're right almost getting to election day. We're almost there. Just testing this phone to make sure it's recording right. While I'm taking out the Jeep for a maintenance drive. I basically have to call it a maintenance drive. Unbelievable. Where are these people coming from? It's 10:25. Where are you people going? Do you got to go to work? I mean, it's Saturday morning. You should be in your bed. What's going on here? This is ridiculous. Look at this guy, this motorcycle. He's up to call it. What's this guy doing? I call those donor cycles. Because when you ride a motorcycle, the odds are against you. Eventually, you're going to either end up plastered against one of these guardrails, or you're going to end up like in the middle of the road, broken. Your body's just going to be just broken. It's like too many people disobey too many traffic control devices and put other people's lives at risk. And the reality is there's too many people who are not paying attention. There's too many people who are not careful. Eventually, that becomes a donor cycle. You're going to donate your kidneys and your heart and your lungs. I've heard that they can actually do lung transplants. It's just that the majority of the people who get the lung transplant, they don't live like longer than a year. But hey, that just tells you that science is getting better, technology's getting better. Sooner or later, they'll get there. I don't know how long it'll take, but it looks like it's going to take a while. But yeah. I have a younger cousin. Oh, yeah, I want to get a motorcycle. I was like, oh, okay, good. So which part of your body do you want to donate to science first? So anytime I hear somebody with that stupid shit about buying motorcycles, I keep telling them stories. It's like I've had friends who've gotten their hips cracked. And I'll give you the information. You can verify the shit. You just call them. Their hips have been broken and shit. Like when I think about having my hip cracked, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. Legs broken, arms broken, hips cracked, shoulders all fucked up. It's like, no. Just give me a nice, big, heavy, armored car, and that's what I'll use to drive around. What's funny is my Cadillac weighs more than this damn truck. This truck weighs like 5,200, possibly 5,400 pounds. That Cadillac weighs 6,000 freaking pounds. If somebody hits me with that, I'm going to do more damage to them than they do to me, depending upon the speed and the dynamics of... Oh, look at this guy. This guy's got this WK2. He's got bird shit all over it. It's like, do you even check your car before you drive? Like this morning, here we go again. Donor cycle. Donor Davidson. That's what we got. But anyway, in the morning, when I see bird shit, I can't drive my car with bird shit on it. I will stop the car. I will get out. I will wipe up that bird shit. This guy, the bird shit all over his car. And it's a black car, so you see the bird shit from a half a mile away. It's like, why can't these people just carry a rag with some Armor All spray in the car? And then you can just clean your car. You don't have to drive around like that. It's like, when I see people who drive around and their car's all messed up, it's like, I don't trust those people. I think they have low self-esteem. Especially if it's a man. If it's a woman, I could kind of let it pass because women don't know no better. But when it's a man, it's like, nah, your self-esteem must be really, really low. And you got all this bird shit on your car. You could get that off of there. It's like, you got to get that off of there, man. It's like, I'm sorry. I hate to be nitpicky, but I'm sorry. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. Those Nissan, I got to say, I usually make fun of Nissan, but I have to say, the recent cars that they've built are much larger, much more spacious, and they actually look more normal. I have to honestly say that. I can't hate on them. When I see them doing something right, I can't hate them. What I can say is that those horrible CVT transmissions still suck, and their engines are lethargic. But I have to say, they have improved a little. And Lincoln has improved a lot. Like this Aviator, that's a nice car. And then you got the new Navigator. The new Navigator 2025 has an interior that's fabulous. And it's just like the Nautilus. It's like a really big Nautilus. It just doesn't have a V8. That's too bad. Look at these guys with this MDX Acura. These guys with these little slow-ass Acuras trying to race people. Everybody's, yeah. Listen, you guys can drive past me. I don't care. I'm just conserving gas and building up my battery power and all that. I'm not trying to race nobody. I'm just out here. Look at her. Hey, old man, tell your chick to stop watching me. Your chick is watching me. She's not supposed to be watching me. She's supposed to be watching you. Don't you just hate that? You got a woman in the car and they're up there looking outside at the other guys in their cars. The hypergamy is it's just unbelievable. The hypergamy. It's terrible. It's so terrible. Who's this? Oh, that's that new Chevy Traverse. I like what they did with it. They made it look, I noticed Chevy made the Traverse look less like a mommy wagon and they made it look more manly. And I also noticed Kia did the same thing with the Carnival minivan. They made the Carnival minivan look more like this Traverse. They made it look more like a truck. So what you do is you have a really big, heavy grille on the front that's big and square, and that makes it look like an SUV that's low-riding. And that, I have to say, it works. It actually works. It makes it look more manly and more masculine. So when you make these things look more masculine, and all of a sudden, now the guys don't mind driving them, especially if they got a family of kids, because they have weak pull-out game. And they got like 3 or 4 kids. I've seen them in the traffic. I have to admit, they did a very good job with some of these cars. I have to admit. Who's this? Uh-oh, that's Big Shirley right there. Big Shirley with the Honda Pilot. Big Shirley. I got a Mercedes Sprinter van behind me. Way back there. Yeah, I ain't racing. I'm just driving. I'm just cruising. So the problem is when you drive something that says SRT on it, all of a sudden you get assholes trying to race you and trying to show off and everything. It's like, I just let them go. I ain't trying to race nobody. I don't feel like it. I just don't do it. No, it's an Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio. Cool. This right here is what Stellantis ultimately killed Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler for, so that they could sell us these boring ass European cars that nobody wants. That's the Alfa. You see it has the 4-leaf clover right there of marijuana, the 4-leaf marijuana clover. Yeah, that means that it's the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio, so it's supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be real fast for its size. That's the Quadrifoglio right there. It's got a big old marijuana leaf. See the marijuana leaf? Like right next to it, it says Veloce. You got the Mercedes S-Class right here. This guy's got the big money. Big money. He's paying top dollar to his insurance company. Big money. Old man. Big money. There we go. I really wish I could get that car with a naturally aspirated V6 that does 300 horsepower. If I could, I would absolutely buy that car. Other than that, the thing's a gas guzzler. Like when I had the one that I had, the W222, man, that thing was sucking the gas out of my pockets. That car was worse than this truck. No more. No mas. I got electric now. No mas. I like how these people keep attacking me. Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to take a road trip, your Cadillac going to take you 30 hours to go somewhere. It's like, hey, guys, I have access to other cars. It's like I wouldn't take the Cadillac on a road trip. I would probably, if I had to do a real road trip, I would probably take a gas car. I can drive an XT5 Cadillac. I could drive this Jeep, which I wouldn't do because this thing's a horrible gas guzzler. Oh, Cybertruck! Yeah, I wouldn't take this thing on no damn road trip. You get 10 miles to a gallon. 10 miles to a gallon. No. See? Right there. It says 10 miles to a gallon. Look at that. I wouldn't take this damn thing on no road trip. But I have access to other cars. It's like my ideal road trip would be a minivan. Like, I would take that GMC Acadia right there. It's just that it doesn't have as much space as a nice minivan, like the Kia Carnival. I would do a Kia Carnival. I would do that as a road tripper. But see, some people, they have like huge egos and they refuse to be seen in a minivan. Me personally, I don't care. It's like if I'm going on a road trip and I have children, it's like I don't care if they piss in it, shit on it, throw up on it. All I'm going to do is take everybody out the car, get a garden hose, and then spray the car out, and I just don't care. And that's the whole point, you know? It's like people got such egos. I have to be seen in an SUV. It's like, okay, well, you're going to be paying top dollar for SUV. Look at this, the Quattrofaglio. Alfa Romeo Quattrofaglio. All right, what we got next? Anything else out here? I don't see it. There's nothing cool. Where's all the Bugattis at? Every now and then I see Lamborghinis, but where's the Bugattis? Lamborghini is cheap now. I've been seeing too many of these fake-ass YouTube influences. Uh-oh, is this guy coming over? You know what, that's another thing. I've been looking at trucks a lot lately. I don't want a truck, but I've been looking at trucks a lot lately. And, because I'm waiting for the Hurricane trucks to come in. And I know they'll let me test drive the Hurricane truck, but I really want to see the Ram Rev. My thing is, all of those trucks tow way less than an old 6.4 liter Ram 1500. Like, even the Ram 5.7 tows more than like the Hurricane. So my thing is, if you're the type of person who just wants to be seen driving a truck, yeah, the Hurricane engine might be okay. But if you're the type of person who actually does truck stuff, no, you want to get that 6.4, or you want to get a naturally aspirated V8. You don't want a fucking stupid-ass twin turbos, because the power difference is obvious. That 6.4 tows over 17,000 pounds. Meanwhile, that twin turbo Hurricane is less than 12,000 pounds. The numbers don't lie. So my thing is, it's like, if I'm gonna have a truck to do work, I would get an old used Ram 1500 with the 6.4. That's what I'd do. But fortunately, I'm not in that buying class. I don't need a truck. I don't know why. It's just that I guess that's what happens when they advertise stuff. It's like you find yourself looking at stuff you otherwise don't care about. The Ford F-150 and the Raptor and all that. It's like when they advertise, you just find yourself looking at stuff you otherwise just don't care about, So I have to be like so cognizant of all this advertising, This guy with this bird shit. Could you please wipe that car off? Jesus. The car is disgusting. Got a Ram truck right here, Ram truck. He looks like a hard-working individual. It's the men who built this country right there. They had the trucks, and they built this country. Men with trucks just like that built this entire country. And that's why some men want to be seen driving a truck, even if they don't do anything truck-like. They don't tow anything. They don't put anything in that bed back there except a jacket. What the hell is wrong with you, stupid Nissan? Are you gonna come or what? This guy's an idiot. It's like, if you're gonna get over. What are you doing? Stupid ass Nissans. Yeah, but men in trucks built this country. Look at this guy, he's on his fucking phone. That's why you're not paying attention. Stupid. Now, if you cause an accident and I get out of this car, that's your ass. Look at this guy on his phone. Look at him. He's texting and driving. That's illegal. All right, so really, really quickly on the stock market, the Dow Jones took a massive shit within the last couple of weeks. I'll say it went down from 43,341 down to 42,052. Again, this doesn't worry me because I invest in dividend-paying stocks, and as long as they continue to pay their dividend, there's nothing really to worry about. When a stock stops paying its dividend, or if a stock suffers severe decline, or if I think that there's a problem with the company, that's when I'll sell and I'll move my money somewhere else. To tell you the truth, again, if you're building a portfolio, the safest things that you can invest in are banks and energy companies, oil companies, Sunoco, Texaco, BP, and so forth and so on, Exxon, et cetera, Chevron. But the Dow has been down for what I believe is fear towards the election. Now, I personally believe that because everybody pretty much has it in their minds that Trump is pro-business and he's anti-welfare state, I'm pretty sure that the Dow is going to rebound and rally very strongly if Trump wins. If Kamala wins, I have no idea what's going to happen. There might be a rally, but I really don't think there will be a rally as big as there'll be if Trump wins, because Trump is promising lower taxes and Kamala is basically promising to raise taxes and to hand out more money in welfare to these single mamas and these females who are basically riding the carousel. So that doesn't I'm not enthusiastic about there's some, listen, whoever wins, I'm gonna be fine, because the reality is I've worked through the Clinton administration, I worked through the Bush the Bush Jr. administration, I've been through the Obama administration, I've been through the Trump administration, and now I've been through the Biden-Harris administration. And as far as I'm concerned, whoever wins, I'm going to be fine. The only thing I'm concerned with is building up my retirement so that when the Chinese turn the lights out here, it's like you'll find me in Southeast Asia with some young chick half my age, and she's going to be rubbing coconut oil on me and serving me buko juice while most of y'all are still here working, wondering what happened to your Social Security. So I'm not worried about these. I'm not worried about this. I hope Trump wins. I tell you, I've taken pictures of homeless people who suddenly popped up in my old neighborhood, and I have never seen the homelessness get to this point where you have these people laying on the street corners in my old neighborhood. And what's crazy about it is, like, I think to Harris being a person who came from California is a shithole. Yes, they have probably the strongest GDP in the world, but it doesn't benefit the people. The reason why California is so strong is because Silicon Valley. If you really think about it, the majority of the companies that are multi-trillion-dollar companies, they all have bases and operations in California for the most part. Tesla moved out of California. They moved to Texas, from what I remember. Thing about it is California is a warm state. And because it's a warm state, these people, homeless people, out there with tents, sleeping in their cars. I was just watching one of these YouTubers, his channel, he was talking about all these women who are finding themselves homeless and sleeping in cars. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, that could happen in California, because in California, your only real issue is trying to stay warm. It's trying to stay warm during the night. Here in New York, even right now, the temperature is around 42 degrees Fahrenheit, right? The only reason why our homelessness isn't as bad as it is in California is because people freeze to death at 0 degrees Celsius. And anything below like 40 degrees Fahrenheit is pretty much enough to put your life in danger. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? These California liberals, they've created a hellhole there. And New York has slowly been deteriorating in that direction. And this is what they're like, or you've read the story. You see, and it's sad because I tell you this, when Donald Trump, when he speaks, it's almost like he has to run video clips in the background just to prove what he's saying before these piece of shit fact checkers try to fact check him. But when he's talking about how these places are deteriorating and everything, no, he's absolutely right. I would never support Harrison Trump. I would never support Harris and Biden. The reality is, under their administration, things got worse. And at the 11th hour, they've done everything they could to suppress gas prices, and they've tried to turn everything around in the 11th hour. But I'm not fooled. I understand what you did. Gas prices affected a lot of other things. Food prices, shipping prices, et cetera, et cetera. I understand that what you tried to do was you tried to turn it around in the 11th hour. I understand you're trying to mask your failures right up until Election Day. And as soon as Election Day is over, you'll go right back to the old square. You'll keep giving Ukraine money. You'll keep giving Israel weapons. I already know what you're about. You've basically said it yourself. So you're wasting my tax dollars. I'm not happy about that. We're, $36 trillion in debt very, very soon. You don't even talk about the national debt. You don't talk about the national deficit because it makes you look bad. MSNBC and CNN don't talk about it because it makes you look bad. You got Biden on here talking about slapping people in the ass. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing. That's the bottom line. So I know there's people who support Biden and Harris. I know there's people who support the coup that the DNC ran on Biden, where they pushed him out of the way and put Harris as the top of the ticket. I understand that there's people. I just don't listen. I've said this a million times. I had a belief that Kamala Harris was going to end up being president. It hasn't come true yet, and maybe I was wrong. But I believe that it was possible back in 2019. And then I realized how unpopular she was. And Tulsi Gabbard pretty much explained why you're so unpopular. She came out and roasted you in front of everybody. You're basically nothing more than a prosecutor locking people up. You're a shitty politician, which we can clearly see right now. You're a shit politician. And on top of that, you came out of California and your district's not doing well. It's like, that's the bottom line. Most of these parts of California ain't doing nothing. It's like you're not doing well. It looks like a hellhole. You got homeless people everywhere. They're walking into the pharmacies, the stores, taking shits right in the middle of the floor. We've got it on camera, so you can't fact check me. And that's the thing. I just wish Trump would do that. I guess, listen, he's doing it his way. But every single time that I pointed a finger and made a claim, I would have that shit running on a big jumbotron and let everybody see it. And let's see how you're going to debunk that. Let's see how quickly you can debunk the video camera footage from the store. So all I got to say about that is I'm not supporting them. If she wins, she wins. If she doesn't, good. Either way, I'm going to be fine. My retirement is set in stone. My savings are there. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it one bit. So when I'm in Southeast Asia on my next vacation, or wherever I am, scouting out places to retire, I'm going to be just like those Americans that you currently see, basically getting the hell out of Dodge. They're like, yo, listen, I'm not going to stay here and be taxed to death just so that you can give all my money to illegal aliens and put them up in hotels, because we've got video of that too. We got them being put up in hotels, illegal aliens. We got homeless veterans sleeping on the street. But you got the illegal aliens coming in. You're putting them up in hotels because you're going to get them to vote for you as Democrats. That's what you're looking for. And I'm not supporting that. Now, you could say whatever about me you want. I don't give a fuck. But the bottom line is I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting Biden. I'm not supporting Harris. I'm supporting Trump. I'm not one of these people, oh yeah, well, I'm just going to stay home. No, I'm not staying home. I'm coming out to vote against you. That's it. So as far as the Dow goes, it's down a little. It'll be back up because the Dow has proven to me, if you look at the history of the Dow Jones over its entire length of time, where you see the Dow has done nothing but go up. Now, when you relate the Dow compared to the rising cost of inflation, at that point you might see that, your money has lost a lot of value. And some people would argue that the reason why the Dow goes up is because of inflation. I'm not going to argue that point. What I'm doing is I'm putting my money into dividend-paying stock so that I win no matter what happens. And that's what it's really all about. If Trump wins, I win. If Kamala wins, I still win. Now, I would like to see, these wars ended. Because, when Trump was in office, you remember that part, how he didn't start any new wars, and he even tried to open up dialogues with North Korea, which I was surprised that he did that. And I was surprised that they didn't try to assassinate him for that. Because, the military-industrial complex, war makes them money. So for them, peace is too expensive. So if you want more wars and you want to have your children sent away to fight for Israel and to fight for Ukraine, if that's what you want, go ahead and vote for it. I'm not supporting that. So it's up to you. Go ahead. So anyway, the Dow is where it is. My stocks, Microsoft was up to like 430, and then all of a sudden it just dropped down. I was a little disappointed to see that. Nvidia was up to like 142 or something, and then it just dropped. Like there was sell-offs, and listen. Don't allow the sell-offs to scare you out of the market. Don't allow the sell-offs to scare you out of the market. There's been a lot of sell-offs. I had some clown come on my channel. Oh, yeah, well, let's not talk about the elephant in the room. I know you're not talking about the elephant in the room. You're not talking about crypto. You're not talking about Bitcoin. Just so you know, I know. Hey, idiot. You thought you could come in here when it was at its high and talk shit. It's right back on its way down. Someday it very well might get to 100,000. But they promised it was supposed to be 100,000 back in 2018. So you're not showing me anything. You're not proving anything. While you're wrestling over Bitcoin crumbs, since you don't own any full Bitcoin, you don't. You're wrestling over crumbs of Bitcoin. That's what you've got. You've got Bitcoin crumbs. While you're wrestling over Bitcoin crumbs, I've got dividend-paying stock. I'm sitting on a brand new Cadillac outside with 22-inch wheels. That's what I'm doing with my money. And when I really think about it, I could have saved $40,000 leasing that car. I could have saved $40,000. I could put that into the stock market. But you know what? I felt like driving around in a fucking spaceship. So you know what? I'm going to take that $40,000, put that in my spaceship, and I'm going to drive around in my spaceship. That's what I felt like doing. But you're busy looking for Bitcoin crumbs. I haven't seen you driving no new Lamborghini. I'm still waiting for you to get your Bitcoin Revuelto. I haven't seen it. I'm still waiting for you to get your Bitcoin Urus. I'm still waiting for you to get your Bitcoin Maybach G-Wagon. Haven't seen it. I'm still waiting for you to get your Bitcoin Bugatti, your tourbillon Bugatti. I haven't seen it. So I'll tell you what. Wake me up when one of those comes in. I'll be glad to watch your video and I'll be glad to give a thumbs up. But something tells me it'll be a long wait. So that's not worth talking about. I'm getting away from that because that's not even worth talking about. Last thing I was going to say, Intel. These freaking Congress people are putting their money in Intel. Intel just released these Core 9 and Core 7 Ultra and Core 5 Ultra CPUs. So the next computer I build is going to be a Core 9 Ultra with the RTX 5090. So what I'm going to do, and this is my plan because you got to plan everything. I'm going to wait until Micro Center starts selling the 5090. I'm going to go get the 5090 in hand. And once I buy it, that's when I'm going to build my new computer. Because all I need is the tower. My monitor works fine. But that's my plan. It's a very simple plan. Everything else got really cheap. SSDs got cheaper. Memory got cheaper. I can put 64 gigabytes of memory in a computer now for like less than $300. That's part of the reason why I was telling you all about investing in Micron. And now they're talking about TSM. And I've been talking about AMD, TSM, Micron. I've been talking about those for a while. TSM is doing very well, and they're talking about possibly putting TSM, Taiwan Semi. They're talking about putting them onto the Dow. But right now, they're also talking about move Intel off the Dow, and they're talking about putting NVIDIA on the Dow. So what'll happen if they start doing that? If they put NVIDIA is a $3 trillion company on its way to $4 trillion. I want you to notice the market caps. NVIDIA is worth more than Apple. NVIDIA, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. NVIDIA is worth more than Microsoft. NVIDIA very soon might end up being worth more than Apple very, very, very soon. So if they put NVIDIA on the Dow, that's going to pop the Dow's numbers. It's going to boost it up. What I'm ultimately waiting for is I'm hoping Microsoft will do a split. I don't know if that'll happen, but I hope they would do one soon because I would feel better about owning more shares of Microsoft. But that's where we are right now, or at least that's where I am. I don't know about you because some of you invested in Bitcoin crumbs, but I really don't know. So that said, the only other thing is the oil companies and the banks. So as you can see, my banks are doing fabulous. Citigroup, Capital One, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, we're doing very well. The credit cards are doing well. They're going to keep doing well. If you look at their trajectories, it's nothing but up. The average American is deep in credit card debt. If you invested in nothing else, I would say invest in credit cards. Discover, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. If you had a portfolio and you had nothing else in your portfolio, banks, oils, or credit cards, if you go for any of those, you will see gradual positive growth of your portfolio. And that's the simplest information I can give you. Even if you don't go for tech stock, I like to diversify, but even if you don't go for tech stocks, credit cards and banks and oil and credit cards, it's up to you. That's how I feel about it. So, you can either take my advice or you can leave it. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want because I know some people like to invest in Bitcoin crumbs. So that's up to them. I mean, hey, that's cool. If you want to play games with Michael Saylor while he's purchasing up as much Bitcoin as he can in order to boost the price of it to pump and dump, I mean, that's cool. But, yeah, that's just not where I'm putting my money. Instead of me having crumbs, I prefer to have whole product. That's just how I am. Like, houses, more than one house. Some people still living in their parents' basement talking about how they invested in Bitcoin crumbs. No, I like to have whole houses. That's 50% of my portfolio is whole houses. Like, I don't know if you can do it with your Bitcoin. I don't know if you could take a key and where's my keys? Where's my keys at? My keys are in the other room. Okay. Oh, no, I got some keys right here. You see these? Can you take your keys and walk into your Bitcoin? I think not. I don't think so. I don't think you can do that. I invest in whole houses. Houses with an S, more than one. Now, I don't know if you could do that with Bitcoin. I don't know if you could. Can you go inside your Bitcoin, go into the bathroom, sit down and take a shit? Can you do that? Can you go into your Bitcoin, undress, and take a shower? No, I don't think you can do that. No, I don't think you can do that. The next time you try to troll me, make sure that you don't have a huge dump before you troll me. Because when you troll me and then you suddenly have a huge dump, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But I'll try not to cry when you're trolling me while I'm driving around in my lack out there sitting on them shiny ass 22s. Them shit shines so much. I just washed it. I washed it a little while ago. Them shit shine so much it'll hurt your eyes. And I'm thinking, Cadillac, they got Cadillac's making big waves right now. It's like they got the Escalade V, which I don't want because it's a gas truck coming very soon. They have the Escalade V, but they also got the Escalade IQ coming soon. Who knows? Maybe I might end up in an Escalade IQ. I don't know if your Bitcoin can drive around on 24-inch rims and go up to a charging station and recharge. I don't know if you can do that with the Bitcoin crumbs. I don't think you can do that. But who knows? Because the bottom line is this car is on a 3-year lease. And 2 years from now, I'll be looking to buy another car. What will it be? I don't know, Jack. Why don't you show them the prizes? I don't know. What I do know is that I can't drive around in Bitcoin crumbs.